Welcome to today's Tea Time audio story. It's time to slow down, take a deep breath, and enjoy a moment just for you. As you sip your favorite tea, let your mind drift into the world of stories, where imagination comes alive and anything is possible. Listening to audio stories isn't just entertaining, it's also a wonderful way to relax, spark creativity, and improve your English in a natural and enjoyable way. Stories have the power to transport us to far-off places, introduce us to new characters, and remind us of life's little lessons. So whether you're here to unwind, learn something new, or simply enjoy a quiet escape, this is your time. Get comfortable, let your worries melt away, and allow today's story to take you on a journey. Let the magic begin. The days following their quiet promise on the cobblestone steps of Montmartre were filled with motion. The expansion of Le Petit Délice was no longer just an idea sketched in Adrian's careful handwriting, it was real. Contracts were being finalized, spaces were being scouted, and Elise found herself walking the thin line between excitement and fear. But something had shifted between them. It wasn't just the way Adrian looked at her, though that was different, too. It was in the way he stayed. How, despite his world of corporate meetings and impossible deadlines, he made space for her. For this. And that terrified her almost as much as it thrilled her. One evening, after a long day of negotiations with landlords, Elise returned to the bakery, exhausted but restless. The original Le Petit Délice was closed for the night, but she found Adrian in the kitchen, rolling up his sleeves as he attempted to shape croissants. She leaned against the doorway, arms crossed. "You do realize you're terrible at those, right?" Adrian smirked, not looking up. "And yet, here I am." She exhaled a soft laugh, stepping closer. "Why?" He paused mid-fold, then met her gaze. "Because I want to understand this world of yours. I want to be part of it." Her heart squeezed painfully. This man. He, who had spent his life closing deals and calculating risk, was standing in her kitchen at midnight, covered in flour, trying to master a craft that required patience over precision. She swallowed. "You don't have to prove anything to me, Adrian." He studied her for a long moment. "Maybe I do." She hesitated, stepping closer, resting her hands on the counter. "Why?" His gaze softened. "Because I need you to know that I'm not going anywhere." The words settled between them, warm and heavy, lingering in the quiet hum of the bakery. And for the first time, Elise let herself believe them. She reached for his flour-dusted hands, lacing her fingers through his. "Okay," she whispered. Adrian exhaled a breath he hadn't realized he was holding, a slow, relieved smile curving his lips. "Okay." But commitment, Elise soon learned, wasn't just about promises made in quiet kitchens. It was about the small moments. The decisions. The way Adrian adjusted his schedule so he could be at the bakery when she needed him. The way he called after every meeting to check in. The way he asked her opinion, not just on the expansion, but on things that had nothing to do with flour, pastries, or business, things about his world, about their world. And the way she, slowly but surely, let him in. But as the days passed, and as the second bakery plans inched closer to reality, Elise found herself faced with something she hadn't anticipated. Doubt. Not about Adrian. Not about her feelings for him. But about herself. Would she be able to handle the pressure of running two bakeries? Would she still love baking the way she did now, when it became bigger, when it wasn't just hers anymore? And more than anything, could she truly build a future with a man whose life had always been so different from hers? One night, as she lay in bed staring at the ceiling, Adrian shifted beside her. He had been reading a contract, but when he glanced at her, he frowned. "You're thinking too hard again." She huffed. "I should just rename myself Thinking Too Hard Morrow." Adrian smirked but set the papers aside, turning onto his side to face her. "Talk to me." She hesitated before exhaling. "What if I'm not enough?" Adrian blinked, clearly taken aback. "Enough for what?" "For this. For us. For expanding the bakery." She turned to look at him. "I've done everything alone for so long, Adrian. And I've been fine. But now that I'm letting you in, I keep wondering, what if I can't handle it? What if I fail?" Adrian was silent for a moment before he reached for her hand, threading their fingers together. "Elise, you're the strongest person I know. You didn't just build a bakery, you built a home. A place people come to because of you. Because of the way you pour yourself into every detail." She swallowed hard. "But this is different." "It's bigger," he corrected gently. "But it's not different. Because no matter what happens, it's still yours. I'm just lucky enough to be part of it." Her throat tightened. She wasn't used to this, to having someone who believed in her the way Adrian did. To having someone who wasn't just watching her chase her dreams but running alongside her, making sure she didn't have to do it alone. She curled into his side, resting her head against his shoulder. "I don't know how to stop doubting myself." Adrian pressed a kiss to the top of her head. "Then I'll remind you. Every single day." And in the silence that followed, as his arms tightened around her, Elise realized that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't running towards something alone anymore. Maybe, for the first time, she had someone running with her. Thank you for joining today's Tea Time story. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of imagination and storytelling. Whether it made you smile, sparked a new thought, or simply gave you a moment to relax, we're grateful to have shared this time with you. Thank you for listening and being part of our story time. Keep dreaming, keep imagining, and we'll see you again for another magical tale soon. Until next time, take care and happy listening.